These are all part of the dramatic story of America's richest family, the DuPonts. This family is known for its power, innovation, and ability to hide some dark secrets. Their story begins with a brave escape from a guillotine and ends with the creation of a massive empire using gunpowder and other chemicals. But like any large family, they had their share of fights, sad losses, and big shocking moments. They were instrumental in American wars and developed materials like nylon and Teflon that we use on a daily basis. However, their reputation is tarnished by accusations of mistreating workers, harming the environment, and even murder. How did this family, who started out as French refugees, become so important in American history? And what did they have to go through to stay powerful? Get ready for a journey through 200 years of victories and challenges as we explore the amazing and often disturbing story of the DuPont family. In 1800, a ship named the American Eagle arrived in Newport, Rhode Island after a difficult 90-day journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Among the tired passengers is Pierre Samuel Dupont de Nemours, a French nobleman who stares at the new land before him. He used to advise King Louis XVI, but had to leave France to avoid being executed by guillotine due to his support for moderate reforms. But Pierre Samuel is not alone. He is with his son, Eleuthère Irénée. Eleuthère is a young man who loves chemistry and has big dreams. They don't realize that their arrival in America is the start of a family that will greatly influence the country's future. The DuPont family quickly looks for chances to succeed in their new country. Pierre Samuel, who is known for being a very smart economist, soon gets the attention of important people like Thomas Jefferson. But it's his son, also called E.I., who will start building something big. In 1802, during a hunting trip in northern Delaware, E.I. notices something important. The gunpowder made in America is not very good, but it costs a lot. Back in France, he learned chemistry from the French nobleman and chemist, Antoine Lavoisier. With his knowledge in chemistry and making gunpowder, E.I. sees a chance that will change his family's future. E.I. suggests a bold plan to his dad: to build a gunpowder factory near the Brandywine River. For him, the spot is ideal. The river has strong, fast-moving water for power. The nearby woods have willow trees for making charcoal, and the remote location means fewer people to worry about potential accidents. With $36,000, mostly from French investors wanting to have more say in the new United States, E.I. Dupont de Nemours and company starts. However, the beginning years were not smooth sailing. E.I. had to deal with strong competition from well-known British imports. The business also experienced issues with equipment failures and accidents. There was a moment when the company was close to going bankrupt, causing E.I. to worry about losing everything and confide in his brother. But the DuPonts weren't quitters. Eleuthère's expertise in science and his determination for high standards started to show results. Over time, the company's name became more respected. It was unexpected that a small gunpowder mill on the Brandywine River would eventually become one of the world's biggest companies. However, as they were just starting to understand the business world, a new challenge arose. The War of 1812 was looming, and with it came a massive demand for DuPont's gunpowder. This was the moment that would either make or break them. It was like a test to see if they had what it took to stick it out and become a big player in American industry. The DuPonts were about to face a challenge that would show everyone what they were truly made of. During the War of 1812, the cannons roared on the battlefields, and the DuPont gunpowder proved to be very effective. The company's high-quality product became popular among the U.S. military, leading to the DuPont family becoming an important national asset. The Civil War was the main reason for DuPont's rapid expansion. The company provided gunpowder to both Union and Confederate troops, making a lot of money during the war. By the end of the war, DuPont had become the top gunpowder maker in the United States, producing 4 million barrels of powder. With great success, however, came great risk. As seen in the story of Lamotte DuPont, a brilliant chemist of the third generation, he pushed the limits of explosives research that led to some big breakthroughs. But sadly, it also came with a cost. In 1884, while working on a new type of blasting powder, Lamont unfortunately lost his life in a big explosion. This tragedy shook the very foundations of the family empire. As the 19th century was ending, there was a new conflict within the DuPont family. The company had become very big and successful, leading to a fight for control. Cousins turned against cousins, uncles against nephews, in a bitter struggle for power that is putting the future of the dynasty at risk. The family feud reached its peak in 1902 when three cousins attempted to take over control from the older members. However, their victory didn't last long, as the new powder trust they created quickly became a target for the U.S. government. President Theodore Roosevelt was focused on breaking up monopolies, and he targeted DuPont. The resulting antitrust lawsuit almost ruined the company, leading to the need for DuPont to sell off a large part of its gunpowder business. After the situation calmed down, the DuPont family had to figure out how they could continue to thrive when their main product was no longer enough. An unexpected source will provide the answer, leading to a transformation that will not only change the company, but also impact modern life. As the world neared the start of a new century, the DuPonts prepared to reinvent themselves once again. The legal case that could have ruined DuPont actually led to significant positive changes for the company. The DuPont family decided to focus on chemical research and innovation after losing their monopoly on gunpowder. The company saw a boost in innovation after changing directions. Scientists at DuPont were allowed to experiment freely, leading to the creation of many new products. In 1935, a breakthrough occurred that would change the world. The invention of nylon. This groundbreaking man-made fiber started being used in products such as stockings and parachutes, marking the beginning of the plastic era. But nylon was only the start, as Teflon was found by chance in 1938 and became popular for coating cookware worldwide. In 1965, Kevlar was created and became essential for making bulletproof vests, saving many lives. With each new discovery, DuPont's impact on everyday life increased significantly. The company had big goals that went beyond just the laboratory. In 1917, Pierre S. DuPont surprised the business world by secretly gaining control of General Motors. This bold move helped DuPont become a major player in the growing automotive industry, increasing the family's wealth and influence even more. But with great power came great scrutiny. Their connection to General Motors drew the interest of antitrust authorities once more. In 1957, following a long legal dispute, the family was compelled to sell off its General Motors shares, marking the end of an era. The DuPont family's business grew, which increased their power in American politics and society. Family members held positions in Congress, gave advice to presidents, and donated large sums of money to charitable causes. Their properties, such as the magnificent Longwood Gardens, reflected their immense wealth and cultural interests. However, underneath the shiny appearance of triumph, there were troubling issues arising. Rumors about mistreatment of workers and pollution of the environment started to spread. The products that had brought DuPont fame were now being questioned for their long-term impact on people's health and the environment. As the 20th century progressed, the DuPont family had to make a difficult decision. Even though they were known for their innovative and successful business ventures in America, their reputation was starting to be linked with excessive corporate behavior and damage to the environment. The dynasty that had survived revolution, war, and family feuds now faced a new kind of challenge, one that would test not just their business skills, but also their very legacy. The flaws in the DuPont family's image started to show in the most shocking and public ways. In 1996, people all around the world were shocked when John DuPont, a descendant of the company's founder, was arrested for the murder of Olympic wrestler Dave Schultz. This strange incident, later called the Foxcatcher murder, revealed the unpleasant side of inherited wealth and privilege. John, an extraordinary millionaire who spent his money building a world-class wrestling center on his property, had started to become very paranoid and delusional. The killing of Schultz, a popular person in the wrestling world, caused a lot of surprise and concern in both the sports community and the DuPont family. John's trial and guilty verdict had a big negative impact on the reputation of the family. However, the controversies did not end there. In 2009, Another descendant of the DuPont family, Robert H. Richards IV, admitted to committing fourth-degree rape against his 3-year-old daughter. Many people were outraged when Richards was given probation as his punishment, with the judge expressing concerns about how he would handle prison. This case was seen as a clear instance of how the rich and influential could evade consequences. During the time personal scandals were happening, the DuPont company was also going through major changes. The family was losing control of the business they had built as professional managers started to take over. Family members were being sidelined in decision-making. In 2015, DuPont agreed to merge with rival Dow Chemical, which many thought signaled the end of an era. The succeeding breakup of the merged company into 3 smaller companies further weakened DuPont's reputation and legacy. For many, it seemed that the days of the great American family-run corporation were coming to an end. During these troublesome years, there were increasing claims about the negative effects of the company on the environment and public health. People living near DuPont factories said they had more cases of cancer and other diseases. The company was sued because of chemicals such as PFOA, which was used to make Teflon and had polluted water supplies all over the country. As the 21st century went on, the DuPont family faced more complex and controversial issues. They once represented American innovation and advancement, but now are seen as part of the country's biggest issues like inequality, corporate misconduct, and negative effects of industrial growth. Even though the dynasty seemed to be falling apart, the DuPont story was far from over. The family's immense wealth and their innovative products continued to have a significant impact on the world. As the younger DuPonts grew up, they faced a difficult dilemma. How could they mix their family's proud past with the problems of today and the uncertainties of the future? After the merger and breakup of Dow DuPont, the name DuPont continued to exist, although not as prominently. Despite that, the family's influence on American industry and innovation was still significant. They had made a lasting impact on history through products like gunpowder that played a role in the nation's development and synthetic materials that changed modern life. However, along with this history came an increasing sense of accountability. The environmental and health controversies linked to DuPont products kept coming to light. In 2017, DuPont agreed to pay $671 million to settle numerous lawsuits connected to the release of PFOA from a facility in West Virginia. This was just one of several legal and ethical challenges the company had to deal with, as it tried to address the lasting impacts of its past actions. In order to address these challenges, some DuPont family members wanted to change how they were remembered by doing charity work and taking care of the environment. By maintaining historic properties such as Longwood Gardens and Winterthur Museum, the family demonstrated their dedication to preserving cultural heritage. At the same time, younger DuPont started to speak up about climate change and the need for companies to act responsibly, trying to separate themselves from the more controversial side of their family's history. However, the story of the DuPont family also served as a warning about the dark side of inheriting enormous wealth and influence. The scandals surrounding John DuPont and Robert Richards IV highlighted how privilege can protect people from facing accountability for their behavior. Critics cited the DuPonts as prime examples of how long-standing family wealth can maintain inequality and weaken the ideals of fairness and equal opportunity. As the world faced pressing issues such as climate change, income inequality, and corporate accountability, the DuPont legacy became a central topic in discussions about the role of businesses in society. The family's path from immigrant business owners to powerful industrial leaders, and then to representatives of corporate excess, highlighted many of the conflicts and difficulties in American capitalism. In the future, the DuPont family name might not be as strong. The company still exists, but its link to the family is getting weaker. The younger DuPonts, who are now focused on different things, need to decide how to handle their family's complicated past. Eventually, the DuPont story goes beyond just one family or company. It shows the highs and lows of American industry, the impact of innovation, and the responsibility that comes with wealth and influence. When we explore the 200 years of the DuPont dynasty, we are left to question, what can we learn from their remarkable journey, and how will it impact future corporate dynasties? The story of DuPont shows us that even powerful empires can fail, and a legacy should be judged not just on what is created, but how it lasts. As we come to the end of this era in American industry, we can't help but think, what new powerful families are emerging in today's quickly changing world? And what unexpected results might come from their success? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found the DuPont family story interesting, you'll be even more intrigued by the next family. Check it out now, and I'll see you in a bit.